Hello, today we will solve a problem power set. So the problem, basically we are given a set and we have to return all the subsets of our given set. And we will consider this code. Here we recursively find all of the subsets of our given set. Let's say we have result array, which will store all of the subsets of our given array. And I can say that our array is 1, 2, and 3. Firstly, in the main function, we call all subsets with values, let's say, with values result. I'll just shortly write this R in array in subset. This subset array vector will store one unique array, one unique subset of our given array, and also index. So initially we pass values 0, empty set for result, in this given array for an array, and subset will be also an empty set, and index will be 0. And when we call the function, we say index is equal to 0, so we push to the result an empty set. So now, in our result, we have an empty set. That's clear. And then we check the second condition where we say index equal to array size. That's not true, since our array size is 3 and index is 0. So we return. And we don't return, the condition won't work, right? And then we go to the loop where we say index I equal to index, and so I will equal to 0. In this part, I'll draw a memory stack for better understanding of function calls, recursive function calls. So index here equal to 0, and we push, let's say index is equal to 0, and subset will be 1. Why? Because index equal to 0 and element under 0's index is 1. So we say subset push array at 0 index. So we push 1 to our subset, and then we push subset to our result. So result will be 1. So in our result we now have empty set and 1. And then we recursively call the same function with values result, array, subset, and I plus 1. So now index is 1, index equal to 1, subset was passed with value 1, and when index is equal to 1, I will be 1 again, and for subset, we push array I, so I is 1. We push 1, array at index 1, and it will be array 2. So subset now is extended with value 2. And we push this subset to our result. So now we have 1 and 2 in our result. And then we recursively call the function again with incremented I. So I now is 2. And subset was passed with 1 and 2 values inside. So in I, when we call the function again, index is now equal to 2. So we say subset pushback array at index 2. So index 2 is 3. So 1, 2, and 3 are now in our subset, and this subset is pushed to our result. So now we have 1, 2, and 3. And we increment I again. So I now 3, and subset is 1 to 3 is passed, but that doesn't work. It doesn't matter since I will be 3. And when we check, and when the function is called again, we check index to equal to 0. That's not true. But when we say index is equal to array size, it will be true since 3 equals to 3. So we return. So that's not going to work. So we go back, and in this level, since the recursive part is done, we can now access this part of the code where we say subset pop back. So we pop back. So let's say pop. Firstly, we pop the last element. So 3 will be popped from the subset. So now our subset is 1 and 2. And the loop continues. So we had 2 as our I, which is less than 3, and we popped, and we try to increment, go on with the loop and try to increment I. And when we increment I will be 3, and I is not 3 is not less than 3. So the loop will stop and it will return. So this level is now done. So we go back. Here I was index was 1. And then we continue with the loop. So this part is done, and we now access this pop back part of the code. So we pop from our subset 2. So now our subset we pop 2. So subset is just now, and then we increment our I. So I will be 2. So loop goes on, and I is incremented 2. So we say subset push array at index 2. So array index 2 is 3. So to our result, we push subset, which is 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 is because we popped 2 and pushed 3. That's done, and now we recursively call the function with index incremented to 2. So it will be I is equal to 2, and subset is 1 and 3. Oh no, actually, sorry. So we actually incremented our index to 2. So now when we call recursively the function, the index was 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So the loop stops, and we pop element from our subset. So subset 1 and 3 was the last subset that we've created, and 3 will be popped, and this part will be done. Since the loop is ended, index was incremented to 3 and loop ended, so we return and go back to one level below where I is 0. And then we had an empty subset where there is only one element, 1. So now we pop. This recursive part of this level of recursion is done, so we can come to this part of the code where we pop an element from our subset. So 1 is popped, so subset will be empty, and we continue with the loop. So I was 0, and now we increment I by 1. So I will equal to 1, and subset push back array 1. So subset was empty since we popped, and we push now array at index 1, which is 2. So now, and then we push subset to our result, so our result will be 2. And then this recursion part starts where we pass index plus I plus 1. And our I was 1, and we push 2, right? So 1 plus 1 is 2, so 1 and 3. So 1 plus 1 will be 2, so this 3 will be considered now. So we say subset, it was 2, subset push back array at index 2, which will be 2 and 3, and we push that subset to our result, so it will be 2.